Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cooking with David. Today I have a cold, so I might be a little nasal, so forgive me for that. And I also wanted to say that my great niece that lives in Florida, Emily, pointed out that I need to be saying, if you like these videos, smash that like button. So there you go, Emily, that's for you. Okay, today we're going to make this Italian roast beef, and I'm going to use the crock pot. I'm going to end up cooking it for about 10 hours. So if all goes well, I'm going to show you the final product when it's done, and hopefully that's going to work out. Okay, so I got a nice bottom round roast here, and we're going to start off with, we're going to salt the crap out of it. Okay, going to put a lot of salt. Can't have too much. Alright, all over the dude. Okay, and then we're going to put some black pepper on it. Do the same thing. I'm going to put a lot of black pepper on it. Okay, and then after we've done that, we need to turn this on. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in it and a couple of tablespoons of butter. Should have had that out, sorry. And we'll go with that. Okay, and we're gonna put this in flour, and we're going to brown it on all the sides, and it's gonna be a good, trust me. Okay, so while that butter's melting, I'll go ahead and flour this up. You want to make sure you get flour on all the sides. And I'm using a non-stick pan today, so if I was using a stainless steel pan, you always want to heat up your pan before you put the oil in, and that way it'll help it to not stick. That looks pretty good there. I'll get rid of this and clean this up a little bit. And okay. I should have had this ready to go. I apologize for that. I used to be intelligent, and then I started having kids. It just ruined everything. So we want to get this nice and hot. So I'm gonna pause this for a second. We'll be back. Okay, so we're back. So what I'm gonna do is put this in here, and I'm gonna brown it on all sides. And when it's gonna take about 8 minutes or so to do that, and then after it's browned, I'm gonna stick it in the trusty crock pot. So I gotta get way down low here to see. You know, I admire some of these guys that have these channels, and you know, they're professionally done, and you know, they've got a director and all this kind of stuff, and they edit it. I don't do any editing, and I just, what you see is what happens. So sorry that the quality isn't the greatest, but you know, it's the dish that counts. So I'll pause this after this is done. We'll stick it in the crock pot, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so that's pretty good there. I think we can go ahead and take that out and stick it in our crock pot, and we've got it browned on all sides. It doesn't look too bad here. So I'm just going to stick that in there. And now we're going to use the same pan. You don't want to drain it or anything. So what I've got here is a package of chopped up pancetta. It's pancetta bacon. You can find it just about anywhere in the grocery stores. I bought this at Meijer. It's in with the prosciutto and all that other stuff. If you look in the store, you can probably find it there. So we're just going to cook this until it gets crispy, and then we're going to set it to the side. So I'm going to get that going here. And so this is going to take about 5 minutes or so. So I'll put it back on pause. Okay, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to use a slotted spoon this time. And just put these on a paper towel and let them drain for a little while. And we're going to put them back in towards the end of what we're making here. So this is a really good recipe. We love this. And you don't have to put it in a crock pot. You can go ahead and cook it in your oven. If you like your roast to be like slices of roast beef. Brett and I just happen to like it when it's shredded. So we put it in the crock pot and we cook it for about 10 hours. And then when it's done, it just falls apart. And that's, for us, that's the best kind. And I know everybody's a little different, but that's what we like. So I'm going to set this to the side. And then next, what I've got here, in the same pan, I've got 1 cup of onion, 1 cup of carrots, and 1 cup of celery. And we're just going to throw that in there. And we're going to cook that until it gets softened. So that's going to take a little while here. So we'll go on pause again. Okay, that looks pretty good there. So what I have here is 3 cloves of garlic minced. And I'm going to stick that in there and let that cook for not too long, about a minute or so, I guess. So we'll just mix that in there. Oh, it smells, even though I've got this cold, I can really smell this. It smells fantastic. So we're going to let this go for just a little bit. It really doesn't matter because, you know, it's all going to cook in there. So, okay, and then after that, I've got a half a pound of fresh mushrooms. And I just went over to Kroger, and you know they have the sliced mushrooms already sliced, 8-ounce package. That's what this is, and I went ahead and rinsed it off, got it cleaned. So we're going to throw that in there. And we're going to cook that until the mushrooms release their liquid, and that's going to be about 5 minutes or so. So, putting together pretty good here. Alright, so I'm going to put it on pause. Okay. Now we're back. Excuse me. So now, I'm going to use one of my favorite ingredients, and that's wine. Now it's like 9:30 in the morning, so I'm not going to drink any wine, but you don't want to go cheap on the wine. Get you a good quality wine. This is a good Cabernet Sauvignon, and it works out the best. I've tried it with you know, different kinds of wines, and the Cabernet always works out the best. Don't ever go cheap on the wine. It's not good enough to drink. It's not good enough to cook with. So what we're going to do is 2 cups of the Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay? And then we've got a cup of chicken broth. And not chicken broth, but beef broth. Excuse me, it's beef broth. Alright? So we want to cook the alcohol out of this. So we're going to let it simmer for a little while. And boy, you can smell it too. So we're going to bring that up a little bit. We'll bring it to a simmer here. So I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put in, I got a large can of whole tomatoes that I drained. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Okay? And then I have 2 tablespoons of basil and one of my favorite spices, a tablespoon of rosemary. And we're going to put that in there. Okay? So we want this to come to a boil. So we'll just let this go for a little bit longer, and we're almost done. Bring that up a little bit. Okay. Okay, as you can see, this is boiling pretty good. I got all the alcohol cooked out of it. So now I'm going to add back in the pancetta, and just mix that up, and it's ready to go. That's all there is to this, except going to put that on for about 10 hours. I'm going to try to pause this, and hopefully in 10 hours it'll still work, and I can show you the final product because it's really good. And I'm going to make some mashed potatoes with it too. Pour that over. I'll tell you what, I like to make beef Manhattans out of it. It's really, really good. I got some thick cut Texas toast. That's real good. So, and that's about it. I'm just going to dump this in there, set this to 10 hours, and then we'll see what happens. All right, so hopefully I'll see you again in 10 hours. That was a quick 10 hours. I'm going to put some salt and pepper in it. I forgot to do that. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon of salt in this, and I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of pepper. And there we go. And mix that all up, and we should be good to go now. Now, I'll see you in about 10 hours. So, and like my niece Emily says, don't forget to smash that like button. I'll be back in 10 hours. Okay, so now we're back. It's been 10 hours. That was quick on your part, but long on my part. And I'm telling you, I don't feel good at all. So what I did was I went ahead and I shredded up the beef. I took 2 forks and it just fell apart. The sauce I poured into a pot, and I put it on the stove and reduced it down a little bit. If it's not thick enough for you, you can put a little cornstarch in it. So how I like to do this, and I'm not going to eat a whole lot because I don't really feel good, but I am going to show you. I'm going to put a little mashed potatoes on my plate. Of course, I'll put some beef like that. And then this sauce is really good. Just going to pour that over it. And there you go, guys. That's really good. So, this has been another episode of Cooking with David. And please make my niece happy. Emily, smash that like button. And don't forget to hit that bell so that if I ever make another video, you'll be notified. And you'll never miss a video. So I hope that made Emily happy. I love you, Emily. Alright. Love one another. That's all I gotta say. Bye.